Really, in the whole season, we're going to be sort of testing and breaking up and reforging the cohesiveness of these three women. It's kind of a period of reinvention for the unit, and it's always changing. We pull them apart and put them together a lot in the season. So Raelle is faced with this sort of massive responsibility.
I think Raelle's really beginning to understand the gravity of her gift. And along with that, I think it's really giving her a sense of purpose. And she's beginning to take accountability for how intense this responsibility is.
She doesn't even fully understand what she can do, but she knows she can do something, and it feels really good.
You know, she feels needed and of use, and it's given her objective. She was really missing that, I think, when we first met her at the beginning of season 1.
Abigail is feeling very left out. She has a really bad case of FOMO, and she's a little bit jealous. With Raelle being the sole carrier of this amazing capability, Abigail kind of just feels useless. You know, Tally has the sight and the vision, and Raelle has this powerful weapon, and what does Abigail have?
So you're a top secret military experiment. Oh, and she's reliving Alder's greatest battles, and me, well, I don't even get to choose who the father of my children is going to be.
Well, does it help anything that neither of us can do what we've been doing on purpose?
A little.
She wants to have a purpose. She wants to have a reason to be here. So if she can recreate something that only Jim Bellwether ever did, then I feel like she will feel very powerful and like she has use in this army.
Having the idea of being special taken away from you it's really damaging to one's sense of self-value. And, you know, Abigail now has to recuperate and grow from that. But she's a bellwether, so I think she'll be just fine.
So Tally's already feeling kind of separated from the other two because they were a part of this witch bomb. To further isolate her, she's having these very intense dreams that are memories of Alder's sort of darkest wartime experience. All of this stuff is sort of pulling Tally away from the unit.
Who's the old lady? The old lady is the Imperatrix.
The Imperatrix is the head of the Imperative, which is an organization that is tasked with maintaining these powerful witch bloodlines. They're never going to be forced to participate in anything they don't want to, but they will be encouraged. Even LGBTQ people in this world are encouraged to procreate for the cause, kind of for America.
Abigail's view on hand fasting is, I think, a little different than what is expected of her. I believe that if there was anyone Abigail would want to hand fast with, it would probably be Adil. Abigail and Adil are very connected at this point in their story, in their journey, but she's solely focused on becoming the leader that she knows she can be.
The Imperatrix is aware of Adil. It's in her best interest to be aware of everything. But the Tarim, they're off the charts. They're not recorded. There's not a lot of history around them. They're unproven. So he's just sort of a risk that the Imperatrix doesn't want Abigail to take. She's concerned that he would be a waste of time. Raelle has this wonderful takedown after the Imperatrix is pretty rude to her. Where it's coming from is the Mycelium. The Mycelium colonized her vocal cords earlier in the episode. And as we move forward in the series, we're going to learn about the connections with this ancient language and this ancient fungal sentience that we are starting to learn about.
Mother tongue is impossibly hard. I had my first session learning mother tongue this season. And in this world, it's the root of all languages.
The Mycelium in the world of Motherland is an ancient earth-based sentience. I think of her as a goddess. She has chosen Raelle to endow with unusual capabilities that will protect Raelle. In our world, you know, the Mycelium is pretty darn fascinating. It kind of connects all these plants, and some of them are like hundreds of miles wide underground. But in the world of Motherland, there is agency and consciousness. It's also kind of like a biological supercomputer. None of us truly understand the mycelium, even Isadora, who's been studying that thing for decades. So it's an enigma, but we will learn a lot more about it this year.
Your tribe just laid down and died instead of fighting the Camarilla.
My tribe was ambushed and murdered, Abigail.
When Abigail and Adil are in the museum, I don't think, she intends to hurt Adil's feelings. She's just saying what you did, what my mom is even doing right now is not helping any of us. So I think it comes from a place of, she's worried, she's scared, and she's like, we need to fight these people together. She isn't meaning to harm him in any way. She's just trying to make him understand that this is a problem and it needs to be addressed.